Welcome to the Untrapped podcast, where we're motivated and inspired about success, small business, and personal development. And now, Keith Kalfas.
Guys, if you need help being more organized and being perceived as a professional to your clients and prospective customers, then you got to check out Jobber. Jobber is an awesome software that you can run your entire service business on. You can create invoices, quotes, estimates, work orders. It integrates with your calendar. You can collect money. You can run your whole business on Jobber and grow with it as well. Get your 14-day free trial of Jobber at keithkalfas.com/Jobber. I use Jobber in my business and it's awesome.
So the demand on your time is insane right now. And in this video, I want to talk about scheduling. Scheduling is an art, and it's something that requires being calm amongst chaos and pressure. I'm in the truck right now, returning some phone calls, and I can't really show you my calendar, but I mean, we're booked out over a month right now with projects. And one hiccup, 2 days of rain, anything can just crush your schedule like a speeding freight train that's now just collapsing on itself. And it's like playing Tetris on level 50. You've played Tetris, right? They're coming down and the music's playing and you got to fit each one in the right spot. And they just keep coming. And if you mess up one, they just start stacking up on each other and the whole thing explodes and you lose. Well, these aren't little blocks. This is your reputation. This is your customer. This is your word. This is your time. This is your life. And my first few years in the landscaping business, I was so desperate for money that I would say yes all the time and say, oh, I could squeeze that in. That was my thought process, that I could squeeze anything in. And I'll tell you, that's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. You can't squeeze anything in. Because in a linear world, in a linear time frame, if something takes 8 hours, 16 hours, 32 hours, that's how long it takes. And you better include Murphy's Law. Phones go nuts. Murphy's Law of all the things that are going to go wrong or all the things that are going to go right. But getting really realistic about this stuff shows you how much you can actually get done in a day and then how much you need to be charging to make it all work. So here's where I'm at right now. We've had some pretty serious rain, and now you always have customers that need their stuff done on this specific date or else there's hell to pay, right? But then you have customers you can move around. Right now I'm booking 4-day weeks. Why? Because there's always customers walking up, quick money right across the street, the neighbor wants something done. And I know that there's going to be rain. Whenever you book a 4-day week, and this is so important, whenever you book a 4-day week, if you happen to get everything done in 4 days and you got a day wide open, you can use that day to say, okay, what do we got heavy? Let's pull next week's project in today, a 1-day job maybe, and let's get it done. And then you're creating an opening for yourself. You're creating a buffer. You're creating an out. Because you can always take stuff from the future and speed it up and drop it into, let's say, Friday. Let's say you book Monday through Thursdays. Now, if something goes wrong during the week, you got Friday open. Do you work Saturdays? Maybe you work 6 days, so you book a 5-day week, right? I'm out doing quotes on Saturdays, but the reason I'm talking about this is because if you're booking and packing every single minute of your calendar and cramming everything, that just doesn't make any sense, because you've seen time and time again in the real world. So you're saying it's never going to rain, nothing is ever going to break down, you're not going to have some family event that pops up that you need to be at. I've done it. I spent like 5 years just working 7 days a week constantly and running around like a maniac, literally not coming home till 10:30 and 11:30 at night landscaping, because I've had so many promises. And who always ended up last? My family. ended up last myself. And dude, I'm telling you, you want to put some age on your life, and you want to realize who really cares about you, you're going to have a bunch of customers. See, when you do that and you just keep saying yes, the customers could care less about you or your personal life or what you're going through or how stressed out you are or how you have so much on your plate. They don't care. They just want their project done as soon as possible. And they all want it done right now, right? So, in the end, the person who ends up losing is you, because they don't care if you're out there at 9 o'clock at night with bags under your eyes and you haven't slept in days, you haven't showered in literally 2 days because you're that busy, and your wife's threatening to divorce you and your family hates you. They don't even know. They don't care. And when you're done with the job, they still don't care. They just care about their stuff. It's not good or bad or right or wrong. It's just relative to the experience that you're having and others are having of you. And that's all it is. And that's the good news, because you can change it. I stole that part right there from my friend Rob. But he says that. Think about that. This is what he says. He says, so you'll take a bunch of stressful information that you perceive as stressful, right? Because you feel like you gotta do this thing. You say, hey, all of this is neither good or bad, nor right or wrong. It's just relative to the experience that you're having and others are having of you. And that's all it is. And that's the good news. The good news means that you can change it. For instance, I just found out my wife's birthday. I throw her a party every year. I thought we were going to do this on Sunday, but her birthday's on Wednesday. She wants me to take the whole day off. The whole day off? And I look at her and I go, anything for you, darling. Anything for you. So I'm sitting in the truck right now and I already got it figured out. Wednesday, I ain't cooking a damn thing. We're having it all delivered. But I'm emailing customers, calling them, pushing some stuff around. Got to make the wife happy wife, happy life, right? But see, what I'm saying here is, this morning, here's another example. So many landscape projects going on. I woke up this morning, my dump trailer's full, my truck's a mess, my garage is a disaster, right? Our other trailer is a disaster. There's just crap all over the place. Because of doing all these landscape projects. And I felt anxiety. I felt rushed. And I'm like, oh, I got to get to this next job. And you know what I said? Wait a second. This is my business. If I'm not organized and I don't feel good about what's going on, then it's just going to keep exacerbating the problem. I press the big red stop button. Stop. And we spent an hour cleaning out, organizing the garage, throwing away garbage, getting things clean slate. And I took the next job and I pushed it back till next week, Tuesday. The reason that we're afraid to do these things is because we're afraid of upsetting customers. You make a promise and then you bump them. You make a promise and you bump them. I think it's okay if you bump a customer once. If you bump them twice, now you're in hot water, right? So, in the first few years of your landscaping business, that's my new book. It just came out. I'm waiting for the paperback. Amazon's taking forever because of the COVID situation, and I understand, but it's called Your First Year Landscaping Business, keithkalfas.com/ebook. I'll let you know when it comes out. I'm excited about this. But anyways, in the first few years, it's like you're not aware of all this stuff, of the reality of the situation. You just know that you need money, and you're not making enough of it. No matter what you do, it's not enough. It's because there's this weird thing when you learn marketing and advertising and you have a large clientele and you always can choose. You can afford to tell a customer, I'm sorry, we have a If you do lawn care, I don't know, we have a $35 minimum to cut any lawn. If you do landscaping, we have a $500 minimum to do any project, right? You can tell people no all the time because it doesn't fit into your plan of what's going to work for you and make you happy. Otherwise, you'll burn yourself out really, really bad. I totally understand, and it's important to communicate with the people that you love. That, I mean, I live in Michigan, May, June, July, August, those 4 months, all landscaping. Sun up till sundown, pure hustle. No breaks, no nothing, right? Except for very important family events, right? No hanging out with friends, no doing anything, because that's the peak of when all the money comes in. If you work constantly that 4-month period, very strategically, dude, you could put tons of money away for taxes, pay off your insurance policies, you can sock some money away. It's like, I don't see any other way to do it. But when it comes to scheduling, I wish I could show you my schedule right now. And I want to get my buddy Daniel Miraval, the certified arborist, on here because he's very good at scheduling. Don't be afraid to bump a customer, to send them a text or an email or call them and say, hey, listen, I said we could be there by Wednesday, but we've had some delays and we can be there by Friday. And it is what it is. If they want to get a little bit upset, that's fine. But if you show up there Wednesday like you said you were gonna, and now it's costing you your marriage, and now this piece of equipment is still broken down, and everything is falling apart, in the end, it's all your fault anyways, right? It's all gonna be your fault anyways. So if you're gonna be an asshole, you might as well be an organized one. That's pretty good, right? If you're gonna be called an asshole, and sometimes a lot of successful people get called assholes because they have boundaries, right? They do things on their terms a lot. They have this code of rules that you must operate when you're around them, or they won't associate with you. Sadly, I think that's really what it comes down to, is boundaries and saying no. Learning how to hear no and say no with no residue. I'll say it again. It's when you learn how to hear no and say no with no residue. I know that you do, because I have customers all the time. What do? They call you up and they pressure you. Your client Bob calls you up. Hey man, I got to get this thing done. It's got to be done by Friday. You're like, you expect me to get there within 3 days? You know I'm booked out at least a month right now. Yeah, but I really got to get this done, man. Come on. Here's another one. Your lack of planning is not my emergency. Your lack of planning, and that's just the truth, right? Hey man, I don't say that. I haven't actually said that, but your lack of planning is not my emergency. Right? I'm not very good at planning, but one thing I am pretty damn good at is keeping a very organized calendar. It's because I've paid the painful price of pissing off customers. And man, and so think about this. If you let a customer bulldoze you into saying yes for something that you know you can't do, it's your fault. And if the customer gets pissed off, it's your fault. So you might as well install the boundary now and learn how to say no up front, because in the end it's only going to cost you. So that's what I got.
Guys, you got to try Responsibid. Yes, Responsibid. This is a software that I'm plugging into the front of my website for the past 2 years now that literally closes jobs. Yes, it sells jobs for me on autopilot while you're out doing other jobs, sleeping, on vacation. I'm not kidding. This software called Responsibid, you plug it into the front of your website and a customer can get what's called an instant bid, right? And then they go in, and now they can actually get pricing and get qualified. You can actually plug in little videos of yourself introducing yourself to the customer. It's a funnel. And then once they go through it, they can actually get on your calendar, sign a proposal, and be ready to do the work. And all you have to do is show up and do the work. I didn't even believe it until it actually happened to me, and I got the software on my website, and now it's definitely part of my business. And I couldn't imagine being without it. So get your free trial of Responsibid today at keithkalfas.com/bid. keithkalfas.com/bid. BID.
Is managing your marketing stealing time away from growing your business? Or even worse, stealing time away from your family? Enter Radius Bomb. Radius Bomb converts leads into sales 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether you're on vacation, at the office, or at home, it will be working for you nonstop. Take the power back from the big competitors. Turn your marketing campaign into a powerhouse. Radius Bomb was created so that small businesses like yours can grow fast. If you want to use hyper-targeting to market your service business, get your free demo of Radius Bomb now. Just go to keithkalfas.com/bomb. Yeah, you heard it. Go to keithkalfas.com/bomb.